With Dolby Vision, HDR10+, HLG, 3D support and 3000 peak lumens of brightness, the AWOL 3000 Pro Triple Laser 4K is an incredible home projector system for both day and night viewing, and today I'm going to be showing you exactly what this projector has to offer. So full disclosure, before we get started, the video is sponsored by AWOL, and they've sent me the projector to use and showcase to you guys. So this is an ultra short throw projector, so you just place it in front of your screen or wall, plug it in, and you're good to go. The manual gives some useful tips for perfect alignment, then you've also got an 8-point manual keystone correction to get things perfect. When starting it up for the first time, the focus was perfect, but you can also go into the digital focus in the settings, but I've never needed to use that. From the moment I started up the projector though, I was impressed by the 3000 peak lumens, and it's plenty bright enough to use in the daytime as well as in the pitch black. Now I'm currently sorting out the garage, which is going to be a cinema room, and normally I have to wait until nighttime because I haven't got a blind for the skylight yet, and as you can see here, it's directly above the screen, but even with the sunlight coming from the skylight, I can still see everything in great detail. Now of course, when we turn the light off, things get even better, and hopefully this does come out well in the video footage, but it's always hard to film projectors, and especially one with this level of brightness. When it comes to the specs and features, we get support of up to a 150-inch screen, and the screen I'm using here is the 100-inch ALR screen from AWOL, which I'm also very impressed with. It's a triple laser projector with 3000 peak lumens. It uses a Ricoh f2 lens along with support for Dolby Atmos, HDR10+, and it delivers a contrast ratio of 2500:1. We get support for 3D movies with active 3D glasses, and there's also gaming modes for low latency output, as well as a 24 frame per second mode for cinema purists. We've also got a built-in 36-watt stereo speaker system, so you don't have to worry about external speakers, but then for those that want to use them, we've also got support for eARC. When it comes to the projector's physical connections, we've got a USB-A port and an HDMI connection under the back panel, and this is for your Fire Stick or another dongle. And then over on the left-hand side, we've got the power connector, an optical out, a USB-A, an Ethernet, an AV in, and then we've got a further 2 HDMI ports, one of which supports eARC. The remote control is also nice and simple. We've got the volume buttons, directional and select buttons, and then we've got shortcuts to change source or open files and settings menus, as well as picture modes, and then we've also got a shortcut for screen sharing. Now when it comes to the video quality, it's incredible. With high brightness and great contrast, it really is a pleasure to view. We get plenty of detail in the highlights and the shadows, and as you can see, we've got great looking true-to-life colors. Now I found with this projector, it really doesn't matter if I'm going to be watching in 1080p, 4K, SDR or HDR content, everything just looks great, but HDR is the most impressive. The 3000 Pro's triple laser offers great brightness as well as incredible color accuracy, and you've got over 1 billion colors, and this is 107% of the Rec 2020 color gamut. If we take a look at some 4K HDR footage here, you can see it just looks incredible. We've got nice vibrant colors along with some nice deep blacks and shadows, and it just delivers a great cinematic experience. Now this is one of the best projectors I've showed on this channel, apart from AWOL's 3500 projector, and this takes things a step further, so I'll leave a link to that review down in the description below for those of you that want to check it out. On here though, we also get full customization. We can fine-tune the projector to our liking thanks to multiple picture profiles such as standard, vivid, sport, movie, game and user. In here we can customize brightness, contrast, chroma, tone and sharpness. Then under the advanced settings, there's a lot more we can change. So in here we've got things like MEMC, low delay mode, noise reduction, dynamic contrast and enhanced black levels. We can adjust the gamma, color temperature and white balance, as well as applying our own color correction. So essentially, whatever your preference is here, you can have the image exactly how you want it to be. So we're just going to take a look at some video samples from the projector now. Testing with 3D movies, I've also had a great experience While I haven't really watched too many 3D movies apart from a few in the cinema, it's nice that I've now got the option at home, and it really is as simple as starting the movie up, selecting the 3D mode on the projector, and then you just turn on the glasses. Even in 3D, the colors are impressive with great brightness, and it was a very enjoyable experience. My old projector did actually support 3D movies, but I didn't really use it, as every time you put the 3D glasses on, it made the colors look a little bit too washed out. Now, MEMC that we covered in the previous menu basically adds extra frames to the content, and this delivers a much smoother video overall, and it's useful for things like sport or fast-paced action movies that have a lot going on. And I like that on this projector we can also control the level of MEMC, so you get a choice of having it completely off, having it on low, high or medium. Now, during my testing I pretty much had MEMC off the whole time because I mainly watch movies, but when I tested it with sport it did deliver a much better experience with the MEMC on. Now, unfortunately I can't really showcase this in the video. To record this projector I need to have lower shutter speeds, so it's not going to come out great on the camera, so you're going to have to trust me on this one, but for action fans and sport fans it's great. Now, we've also got multiple sound modes available, including standard, music, movie, sport, and then user customized. And there's also a 5-band equalizer, so you can really fine tune that, or there's also a simplified one where you can just control the treble or the bass. We can also enable or disable Dolby Atmos and DTS Virtual X in the sound menu, so we'll just take a look at some sound samples now. But again, it's important to note that these are recorded straight from my camera, so it gives you an idea of what you can expect between the different sound modes, but the camera mic isn't going to pick up the sound very well.
What the hell is that?
How did you get it to do that?
I think he likes me.
Now, we've also got plenty of other features available like eye care, laser outlet detection, CEC, ketone and screensaver settings, and the safety feature that cuts the projection when it detects something coming close is also great, and I found even when messing around or setting things up, it would cut the projection anytime I got anywhere near it. Now, this is great for safety, as with such a bright laser system, you really don't want this laser going directly into your eye. For the gamers out there, I've tried out the Xbox, so I've played a few different games with the game mode enabled, and this offers 15 milliseconds of input lag for 4K at 60Hz, and then 8 milliseconds for 1080p at 120Hz. The gaming experience was incredible for all games, but I found, especially with racing games like Forza, it was just so enjoyable to play on a bright and vibrant display. For a game night, this is going to be an incredible experience, so we're just going to check out the game samples now. The screen mirroring is also nice and simple, and all you've got to do is download the eShare app on your phone, connect it to your projector, and you can then play video files directly from your phone or enable screen mirroring. Now, something I really like about this projector is that it doesn't have Android TV OS built in. While you may think it's a bit strange, let me explain. So it runs a basic Android OS that gives you access to your inputs and settings and everything you need, but the advantage here is that everything on this basic OS is smooth and snappy. They provide an Amazon Fire Stick with the device, and this plugs into the back with a cover panel, and it's also got a USB port for power, so you can't even see it. So now with this setup, we've got a choice to use the Fire TV interface for finding content, streaming media, or installing Android applications, but then we've also got the main OS if you want to project from an HDMI source, or just play some content from a USB drive. The advantage here is that we're not wasting processing power on running the Android TV OS interface, and going through menus is generally much faster than on an Android TV OS. You can also set the projector to boot straight into the Fire Stick, and of course you've got the option to use any dongle you want as long as it fits in this panel. Now, it's not a problem with Android TV, I always just find it's a little bit awkward and sluggish to access menus or settings while you're watching some content, whereas this way I can just quickly change any of the projector settings or picture mode, and it's just a nicer overall experience. Especially when watching something like a 3D movie, it's just so easy to quickly pop up the menu, select the 3D mode, and then get back to watching 3D content. While the standard OS on offer here looks a little bit basic, it also offers plenty of settings to change that we've already covered, and then of course you've also got features like the casting. When it comes to the packaging, you can see it's a big box, and that's because it is a big and powerful projector. Now first I've got the 3D glasses. Now these don't actually come with the projector, but they can be purchased separately for those of you that want to watch 3D movies. Then next we've got the Fire Stick 4K Max, and this does come with the projector, and as I said, it just hides in the back to add extra functionality. Now next we've got the power cable, the remote control with batteries, the manual, an AV cable, a dust cloth, and then finally the projector itself. This projector has impressed me with just how well it performs, and while it's not as bright as their AWOL 3500 Pro, it is still very bright. Normally this is where we'd go through some pros and cons, but to be honest, there aren't really any cons with this projector as it is quite a premium product. Most people buying a projector, it's probably going to be for watching movies, and the 4K HDR movies on this thing is just incredible, and it really does offer a cinema experience at home. Because it's so bright though, even if you wanted to get rid of your TV and use this for daytime telly, then you're not going to have a problem. SDR content still looks great even in the daylight, so there's really nothing that this projector can't do. For those of you that want to do a lot more watching in the day though, I would highly recommend checking out the AWOL 3500 Pro as it is a brighter projector, and you can check out my video on that by clicking the link down in the description. Now of course, I've placed a link to the projector down in the description below, and you can also get $100 off using the discount code TT100. And they've also got a range of wall screens and floor screens, and of course the 3500 Pro that takes things to a whole new level. But this is still a very premium projector that can literally replace your TV completely, and overall I'm very happy with the performance, the features and the functionality. But hopefully I've covered everything in today's video, but of course if there is anything I've missed or you've got any questions at all, then just ask them in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, smash a thumbs up. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down twice, and I'll see you guys in the next one.